Alrighty guys, I'm going to show you how to do the final assignment for this semester. Now let me share my screen real fast. Share. Okay, so this is the Moodle page for week 12. We have the instructions on a PDF, and then we have this text file, which is the survey data. Alrighty, so go ahead and download those guys. Save the text file on your H drive. I'd suggest putting it in a week 12 folder, so you have it for later if you ever need it. So next part is we're going to start a new drawing. So hit new, and then go navigate to your template, the newest version that you have. Should be on your H drive. There you go, there's mine. All right, so it's got this page. It's got my other 11 by 17. Should have your name on it though. Alrighty. So first thing we're going to do is insert the survey points. So go to Insert, Import Survey Data right here. Alrighty. And create new survey database, call it Final. Mine already popped up because I went through this previously. Alrighty. So then hit Next. After that, hit the plus. Navigate to your H drive. Week 12, that text file that you downloaded, hit open, re-import, okay, and then go to PNEZD. Make sure you select the right one or else your points probably won't import correctly. Hit next, next, and make sure this box is checked here. Insert survey points so that it says yes, alrighty. Hit finish. Okay. And then it's re-importing my points because I had done this previously. I had to delete the old points and re-import them. Alrighty, so may take a bit. There's a lot of survey points in this. The next step we're going to do is select one of the points and change all of the points to a layer called vNode. Yeah, there's a lot of points in here. So we're going to want to zoom in. To one of the points at least. All right, there's a point. Select one of them. Select one of your points, right click, and hit your select similar option. You should select all of the points. And then go back to your home tab and then your layer manager over here to change all of them to the vNode layer. All right, vNode. So then all the points should be on the vNode layer now. It may take a bit. There's a lot of points. It's a lot of processing for these little virtual machines to try to do. You can double check its layer by clearing your selection, selecting it again, and then seeing what layer it's on. All right, and then the step after that is we're going to create a surface and then add these points to the surface. So let's see what layer this guy's on real fast. It catches up to me. Yep, vNode. Okay, we're good. All right, so next step is we're going to create a surface. So go to Prospector, Surfaces, right click on Surfaces, hit the Create a Surface option, and just leave all this stuff default. So okay, now you should be able to expand surfaces with this little plus on the tree. Expand definition, okay, and then right click on point groups and hit add. You want to select all points, hit okay. Basically adding all the points to the surface. And then it should have some contour lines pop up. Contour lines that AutoCAD makes using a lot of math. Alrighty, so there's a contour line. Let me zoom out. Maybe do a zoom extents. Alrighty. There's my contour lines, and I'm going to actually freeze the VNode layer now so that my computer doesn't have to think so hard. Alrighty, so we'll go down to VNode and freeze it. VNode freeze. Alrighty. Now we just have the contour lines on our surface. Select one of those guys, and we're going to change the style to 5 and 25 background, actually. 5 and 25 background. Okay, so now I have less craziness going on. Alrighty. So the next step is we're actually going to create an alignment crossing through this surface. And then after that, we're going to create a profile view, create sample lines, and then create section views, basically. Just so we can kind of dissect this surface and see what it looks like, all right? So go ahead and start with the polyline, and you can pretty much place it wherever you want your alignment to be. I'm gonna start up here on the top. And let's say I want to look at the surface through here, through there, like that, all right? You can draw however you want, just have it crossing the majority of your surface. And then you can go create alignment from objects, select that polyline, hit enter, and I want it to go down, so I'm just gonna hit enter again, and leave all this stuff, the default values, except change your starting station to 10 plus a pair. Alrighty. Uncheck this guy and hit OK. And you may need to change your annotation scale so you can see the labels. Alrighty, so I've got some labels going on here. And let's see, I'm gonna actually make them a little bigger. Let's try 200. Okay. So now I can actually kind of read the numbers, but they're sort of on top of each other. So what I want you to do is, you can change this however you like, but I'm gonna select the labels and go to Edit Alignment Labels. Major stations, I'm gonna hit this style, and I'm gonna actually modify the style. So Edit Current Selection brings up this window. And then I'm gonna go on the station component. I'm going to rotate this component, alrighty? So the text, I want this guy to be 90 degrees, the Y offset to be 0. This is your little preview of how it should look, all right? And then we're gonna get rid of the tick mark, so just change its visibility to false. And again, you don't have to do it exactly how this is done, but this is just how I would make it look better. You can do whatever settings you want to try to make it look better. Ready? Let's see what that guy looks like. There we go. So you got the rotation going on. And it looks like I might want to actually modify the offset, so then my plus is halfway between the tick marks. So I'm gonna go back into that same menu here. Edit current selection. And let's just turn on the tick marks for a second, just to see where I need to line up my plus. Alrighty. So let's go back to the station. Let's try 0.1. Nope. Let's try the X offset 0.1. Okay, 0.05. 0.06. Okay, we're getting closer. 0.07. Y offset 0.07. Let's see. 0.06. All right, that's close enough for me. So 0.07 for the X, 0.06 for the Y. Hit OK. There we go. go back in there and change it again. Forgot to turn off my tick marks. And I may want to move it a little farther to the left. So let's actually just move this guy to 0. Oh no, 0, 7, move this guy to 0. And let's turn off the tick, so false. Let's see what that looks like now. Okay, that's pretty good, eh? Alrighty, and I'm actually gonna get rid of this. So I'm gonna go to edit alignment labels. I'm going to remove this geometry points. Okay, so we just have the alignment, major and minor, alrighty. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the Home tab, Profile, and hit Create Surface Profile. Okay, and we have our alignment, we have our surface. Hit the Add button, and it should pop up down here, and hit Draw in Profile View. Alrighty, and let's just create it and go and place it on the side somewhere. Alrighty, so it looks a little crazy, but we can modify it. So you can select one of the grid marks in the center, go to Edit Profile, View Style, and let's go to Display, and you can move this guy over so you can see a little better. And let's turn off Grid Horizontal Minor, Grid Vertical Minor. Alrighty, that looks a little better. Let's change the right side. Offset. Change this to 0. And this guy to 0. There we go. Now it moved. These labels, as you can see, they're on the outside right here. Yeah, looks better, symmetrical. All right, and we can change our bands by selecting the profile view, go to profile view properties, the bands tab, and change these intervals, or uncheck this box here, and then change the interval to 100. I believe is what I say in the instructions. Let's just double check. Yep. Okay, 100-foot intervals. Okay, so we got our 100 feet intervals. No. Alrighty. So that is the profile of my alignment. Yours will probably look different because your alignment will be different, right? So we got our profile view, we got the plan view. Next thing we're gonna do is actually create some sample lines. So hit the sample lines button over here and then select our alignment. And hit OK. And then we have the sample line tools window that pops up. We want to hit this drop down arrow, hit by range of stations. And here we want to change the left swath width to 300, the right to 300 also, and then the interval to 200. Alrighty. So every 200 feet, we have a sample line 300 feet to the left, 300 feet to the right. Alrighty. And with those sample lines, we can create section views, which is basically just slicing our surface along those sample lines to give us, our slices of bread, what it would look like. Okay. So this one may be a little tricky. So I'm going to try to go through it slowly, make sure I said everything correctly. It's kind of a pain to have to change things later because you have to do them individually. So I'm going to hit create multiple section views. Alrighty. And the section view style, we're actually going to modify this real fast. So let's go to the graph, change the vertical exaggeration to 4. Alrighty. Let's see. And this bottom interval, we're going to change to 50. Alrighty. And then hit OK. And then down here on this section display options, we're going to hit the label set guy right here, and we're actually going to modify this label set. So edit current selection, change this increment to 50 also. Alrighty. If you do not change this here, you're going to have to change every section view individually later. Okay. So it's probably helpful to do it in this window instead of a bunch of windows later. And then go back to this section placement and change it to draft. That way we can modify things later. If we use production, then it's pretty much a set in stone section views based off of a template. But we want to be able to modify things if we need to. All right, so we put it on draft, hit create section views, and then we can go place them over here on the side somewhere. There we go. So we have our vertical exaggeration, should be 4. And go ahead and change your annotation scale. There we go, that looks a little better. Alrighty. So yours should look something like this. Intervals of 50 feet and intervals of 50 feet. All right, showing the elevations. And we may just want to, zoom into most of these and just make sure that the labels look okay. If the labels are intersecting the edge, like let's say we want to go with a different scale. Let's try 40. Okay. So if your labels are intersecting the edge, what you can do is select one of your labels and then just hit this flip label option. And you'll have to clear your selection and then select a different one and flip label. That's just a way to flip your labels so they are within your window. Alrighty, flip label. And you'll probably want to set your annotation scale in model space to the same that it is on your layout tab, so then you know it will look all right. Okay. Let's just go back to the instructions here for a second, make sure I didn't miss anything. Profile view, sample lines, section views, layout tabs. All right. So next part is our layout tabs. So what we want to do is have our plan view on one sheet. So double click in your viewport, unlock it, zoom extents. All right, and I'm just gonna pan down into my surface here. And let's set it to a scale that works with our engineer scale. So let's try 500. Let's try custom. Let's try 1. Whoa, no. 1 equals 600. Let's try 600. Oh, that made it worse. Okay. Let's try 200. Oh, that looks better. Alrighty. I'm gonna try 300 actually. So I'm gonna make a new one. 1 equals 300. 300. And let's set it to that one now. There you go, that looks pretty good. Alrighty, so as long as you can see your alignment. And if you want this to look probably good, you maybe want to viewport freeze your sample line layer, so we just have the alignment and not these guys here. So let's go in C-Road sample. I'm gonna viewport freeze that guy. And let's see what label this. C-Road section. I'm going to viewport free sign tag. Alrighty. There we go. So we just have our an alignment with all the labels and our surface. Okay. So make sure you go ahead and add your scale bar. Let me double check which scale I'm in. Yeah, 300. Okay. And the scale bar. 300 feet equals 1 inch. Alrighty. North arrow. Select our viewport. Let's try this one this time. And then scale it with this little arrow here. Oh, that's pretty big. Let's try there. Alrighty. I'm gonna move this over here. Okay. Scale bar, north arrow, and you'd want to make sure this guy's updated. So 300 feet, correct? Final. Okay. And this would be sheet 1. Alrighty. So next one, we're actually going to use this other 11 by 17. Okay. Or you can use this one. It doesn't really matter. However you want to do it. Let's just make a copy of this one because I'm sure most of you have this one if you don't have the other one. So create a copy, and we want it before this one. So okay, there's my copy, and I want to actually go out here, move this viewport up. I'm going to type in menu bar so then I can actually have the right view toolbar. So view, viewports, one viewport. All right. So I'm just going to draw another one. Right here-ish. Oh, okay, oh snap. Did not work very well. There we go. I'm going to make sure that this guy is on the def points layer so that it does not print. Def points. All right. So we have our top and our side. All right. So let's zoom in to our profile view. Let's just lock it for a second. All right. All right, unlock it. Let's see what scale works best. Let's try 500. Nope. Let's try 200. Okay, it's getting closer. And this may be the one where you'd probably want to use that other version. So this version, it might fit better. And if you don't have this, you'll have to, you know, import it from the other template from a few weeks back. So we have our profile view here. 200. Okay, that looks a lot better, I think. Alrighty. And then lock it. And we can change our boundary on our viewport so we can see the top. This thing ever catches up? Okay. So let's just drag this guy up here. I have the alignment name. Let's drag this guy up. Okay. And then we want to do the whole align space command. Align space. Okay. And I'm just going to do this middle section. So let's see if I can do it. So we want to go from here to here on the other end somewhere. There. And then draw a horizontal line here. Hit enter. We want to set this guy to 200 also. Oh. 200. And it doesn't quite fit. So we cannot use 200. Let's try 300. There we go. 300. Lock. Let's bring this guy down. Ooh. She is getting close. Yeesh. Oh, I need to change my scale too. Yeah. Let's try this at the right scale now, 300. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What is going on? Oh, this one needs to be 300. There we go. 300. And lock it. And I'm going to move these guys back up. There we go. This guy back down. There we go. So we got our plan, profile. And we probably want to do the same thing with these sample lines as we did with the other one. So find out what layer this guy's on and viewport freeze it. C-Road Samp, viewport freeze. C-Road section text, viewport freeze. Right. We just have our alignment and our profile view, right? Okay. So next one, we're going to create another copy. Oh yeah, make sure to add your north arrow and your scale bar. I'm sure you know how to do that by now, hopefully. And then hit move or copy, create a copy, put the indish. So then we got this guy. Ready? And we want this to be zoomed into our first section view. So let's set it to a scale that works. 40? Nope, not quite. Let's try 50. There we go. 50 works. 50. There it is. And then we want to unviewport freeze the ones we just did. C-Road Samp, C-Road section text. And we do want to viewport freeze these labels here on the alignment. So these ones are on C-Road text. We can viewport freeze those ones in these. There we go. And we can leave the red one. That one's helpful. Alrighty, so this is the station 12 plus pair. So we want to use the align space command again. Ooh, might need to unlock our viewport. Ready, align space. And we want to select the left side of our sample, the right side of our sample, right? And then just align it up with a horizontal line and hit enter. And then we need to set our scale the same. What scale did we go with? Oh, 50. Okay. So 50. There we are. Make sure this guy is pretty centered. Alrighty. And you can look at these contour lines and be like, oh, does this make sense? And you're like, yes, it does, because this is kind of flat here, and then it looks like it goes, it's a little bit flat there. So yeah, it makes sense. Next thing we want to do is align our viewports up vertically. So I'm just going to draw a polyline in paper space. Alrighty, starting at 0, up, up. You want to turn ortho on for that very reason. So ortho, up, and then double click in your viewport, unlock it, and pan. Alrighty, lock it. And then we can delete our reference line. Yep, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you just do that. It's probably best to add your scale bar north arrow now and then make a copy of this guy. You might want to actually center this bottom one, or move your viewport down on the top, whatever you want to do. But yeah, go ahead and update your little title block here to say station 12 plus pair, 12 plus 00 here, final. And then the scale would be 30, right? So scale bar 30. And depending on how long your alignment is, there will be a lot of these, but you do not have to set up a layout tab for all of them. Maybe just do 5. So just do like 1 in the beginning, 3 in the middle, and then 1 at the end. Alrighty. So there you go. That's how you do it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for everything. It's been a good semester. And hopefully you have a good break. Stop share. End.